you bunch of drunks.
You. Cold sweat on a hot night.
Hey,
A little late night cat.
I don't mean to be mean, but can Bao Bao the panda just finally get the hell out of here? I mean, I'm so tired of seeing that panda. Go to China already, for crying out loud.
You're still here?
I mean, honestly, it's over. I don't want to...
It's over.
It's just... You're a panda.
Go home.
I know.
So cute.
I know, but it's...
But come on.
Go.
It's too far. Even that wears off.
If I see one more TV anchor, oh, and here's a story for you. Bao Bao Cow Pow the panda. And they always get it wrong, too. They mess it up. Cow Pow the Bao Dow Panda. What? I'm sorry. Pow Cow the panda. It's like, these stories are all built to, like, to give you the illusion that these anchors have souls. So when they're talking about pandas, it actually gives them a chance to kind of show their inner core. Yeah. So that the anchor, after the guy says the cow pow the bow pow the panda's going to China, she can go, oh, he's so cute. So indicates that she has something in there. Ladies and gentlemen, Doug Giles. Doug Giles.
Only through your show, your Clash Daily, other sources for news, would you even get that kind of intel?
You know, at least as if I don't have enough things to attack, I'm going after a little panda. Can you believe that?
You know, I'd love to have a panda in my trophy room. I'm right now looking at my 10-foot brown bear that I shot in Prince William Sound, Alaska on Gravina Bay. Gorgeous. Upstairs on the landing in my man cave on the second floor, there's a 7-foot black bear that I whacked on the Copper River in the Chugach National Forest in Alaska. Dougie needed a panda, Jamie.
No, wait.
And then after a panda bear in my trophy room, I want a koala bear.
Can you, I hate to even broach the subject because I know people are going to hate me for it, but people don't hunt pandas, do they? Like, pandas don't attack people the way a black...
No, but they should, and I'm sure you got a couple of drivers listening to you on the radio now, nearly swerved off the road in their Prius. But I'm looking at animals right now, and I kid you not, in my trophy room. We've got the Aoudad sheep, which is a ram that is indigenous, or used to be, to North Africa. The scimitar oryx, which is a sub-Saharan antelope, pretty much now extinct in Africa, and the Nilgai antelope from Nepal and India, and the black buck antelope from India as well. All of them on the verge of eradication until, Jamie, the hunters came around and said, you know what? We put value on the pursuit of them. We put value on the venison that they provide. And they started game ranching them in Texas. The Aoudad, the scimitar oryx, also, I forgot the axis deer, also from India, the Nilgai antelope, and the black buck. There are more in Texas because of hunters than there are in their irregulated nations where they originally hail from.
Wow.
So hunters rule, and PETA sucks.
Wow. So, yeah, I mean, well, it goes to show you
we put our money where our mouth is. We actually preserve the animals and the land and increase the species because we put value on the pursuit of them.
True conservationists, and that's why when you guys go wherever you go, the goats always want to talk to you and tell you what a great person you are. They yell at you.
Hey, I shot a billy goat, a Bukharan Markhor from Pakistan at the Devil's River in Del Rio last December. One of the most beautiful exotic animals. For me to go hunt them in their native land of Pakistan, it would set me back $150,000. And with my track record of smashing Islam and their nutty world view, they'd probably Danny Pearl me once I cleared customs through Bahalabad or whatever their airport's called.
You just make that up. Hey, by the way, there's so much to talk about here, but I want to start. I know that Milo's in the offing there, and I know Breitbart's probably going to tank him, and I get it. But here's the thing. One quick thing. Have you heard about this I Don't Care bar and grill there in Oklahoma that fired these employees who didn't show up for the Day Without Immigrants? You get
No,
all these.
I think it's hilarious.
Oh, it's fantastic. And these guys are getting hammered, but they're getting a ton of love now on their Facebook page. So that's awesome. And I love your post where it says, where the suggestion is that every presidential speech needs to be opened by Melania in the Lord's Prayer.
Yeah, and I think not only should Melania open all of Trump's speeches with the Lord's Prayer, but I think she ought to really thickly lay on the Slovenian accent, because that drives, again, the tolerant leftist nuts. They're mocking her the way that she spoke. They're mocking her because she had to read the notes. Listen, I do public speaking. I've done it for 30 years around the world. Jamie, I'm one of the best, if I do say so myself. And if you're addressing 10,000 people, man, and they're looking at you like a dog looking at it, change the food on him, you're going to want some cliff notes. You're going to want some cheat notes to plow through, make sure you don't mess up. And also, you got how many millions of people watching you on camera,
waiting for you to mess up, like the media.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just hoping you mess up.
Secondly, to the numbnuts that are criticizing Melania and the way that she speaks, English is not her first language. I think she speaks 7.
Yeah.
How many do you speak? Critique of Melania. You probably barely speak English. You got that indecipherable weird argot that you got down in Georgia somehow, and here you are cranking on Melania. I say sit down and shut up and salute the fact that we've got a gorgeous first lady who loves God.
Right. And 2 things that people need to see at ClashDaily.com are 2 examples of just when you think that the educational world and the world of Hollywood has gone bonkers, you have 2 breaths of fresh air. One is this teacher who made this pro-Trump Facebook post that I'll ask you about in a second. And the other one is Bill Burr, who I always thought was pretty funny, just destroying these Democrats, as you point out, who were whining over Trump's presidency. But let's get to the teacher first. So she puts a pro-Trump Facebook post, and then what happens to her?
Yeah, they said she's teaching in Naples, Florida, and they said, "Look, we've got a heavily populated Latino client base or student base, have you? And we can't have you doing pro-Trump Facebook posts on our dime." Now, I kind of agree with them. Listen, if you're at work and somebody's paying you to do something, can you get off social media, you moron?
Yeah.
If I was a boss, and look, my business is driven social media, so all my team is on social media. That's what we do. But I look at some of these goofballs on Facebook, and I know they have jobs, and they're on Facebook all day long, and I know that they're not social media mavens, and that's what they do. I'd fire them. So I get them being ticked off, but I don't think it's so much that she was on the clock being on Facebook. It was her pro-Trump sentiments, and they said, we got to extricate you from the student population, and we got to give you some administrative work, just punitive type damages given to a teacher when she's airing, again, her support of El Presidente in front of the little chicas.
Well, and they want their petition to get her fired, but I'm consistent on this. I think you've been too. Even when with the exception of the teacher like firing a gun or a squirt gun, or whatever is at a thing, if I'm not against teachers exercising their opinion, but if they're trying to indoctrinate these kids, but you know what? At the same time, I don't want them fired. I want to be able to address them and deal with the thing. I don't want somebody's job. I would just rather have them just be more balanced. That's all.
Yeah, and in the meantime, I'm sure the teachers in New Jersey, we're going to load this up on Clash here in a few, that they got raises when they taught their students the wonderment of Islam and how great and what a chippy religion that is to their students. And of course, there's nothing about Christianity or Judaism. And I guarantee that that they got a bump and probably got an upgrade on their school cruises for their faculty staff to Cozumel this summer.
Right. And also, by the way, I've been enjoying watching the apologists for Sweden trying to walk back the reality of the migrant problem they have.
The Sweden's prime minister last night said, "We don't like Donald Trump pitching us as..." That's kind of more German, isn't it?
Whatever.
Pitching us as violent, You know how our migrants as violent and that we have problems. You know what happened last night? They looted the migrants, quote unquote, hashtag crazy Islamic nut jobs. They looted their little suburb. They burnt cars, and they broke crap. So,
Yeah.
Sweden Prime Minister, slams Trump for violence.
I saw Tucker.
Swedish migrants respond by violence.
Yeah, I saw Tucker Carlson just patiently trying to wade through this filibustering person trying to whitewash what is really going on there. It was just amazing. So, all right, some final words on Milo. So, what do you think is going to happen here? First of all, the publisher just dumped him for his book. Although I think he's probably going to get somebody else. But still, what do you think should happen here, or what it will happen here?
Yeah, well, first of all, Clash Daily cheered Milo's fight for free speech and open debate. Clash Daily also reported on his success and his rise to mainstream consciousness, Jamie, after the riot at Berkeley. And we reported on Milo's speech that was positive to Christianity in this jacked-up world. So for people to think that, Doug's this neo-con who's anti-Milo now, no, we're not. But you know what? When you talk about man-boy sex, and you talk about, how can I say this, Jamie, without getting you in trouble? Perfecting your penchant.
Right.
At the hand of a Catholic priest when you're 14, and you're supposed to be the spokesperson for CPAC and an author for Simon & Schuster on conservatism. I think you just jumped the shark, man. I appreciated everything that Milo did. But don't talk about man-boy sex around me. You got to be kidding me.
Well, and
then backpedaling like, well, I didn't really mean that. I meant this. And
right.
Sometimes older men can help 13-year-olds navigate through their confusion as a homosexual teen. It's like, dude, you need to. If that's what you really believe, you need to shut up about it. But if you bray that thing in public, then get ready for a massive backlash because 99.9% of us think that's weird as hell.
Well, it's clear that he somehow has gotten whatever therapy he got as a result of whatever happened with him as a kid. How he turned that around is inconceivable because it's turned it around into something that promotes what happened to him as opposed to resolves what happened to him.
Did you hear him on Joe Rogan? He was talking about his sexual penchants getting geeked with same-sex Catholic priests when he was a teeny bopper. And he said, "Oh, come on, Joe, don't you think that some 15-year-olds are hot?" And he goes, "Yeah, when I was 15." He goes, "Now I don't." He said, because I'm not an idiot.
Right, exactly. Well, Cernovich did an interesting piece about the takeaway from all this, and I think it's pretty good because he didn't let Milo off the hook, and then he talked about how to deal with this. And apparently, Milo's going to have some kind of news conference today, which ought to be interesting to say the least. So we'll see how that goes. But
here's what I'd do if I was Milo. You know what I'd do? I'd step away, man. I'd walk out into the desert and get focused like Jim Morrison, ride the snake, get healed. That's crap, man. I don't care how you frame it. And we took crap from some of our readers, like, why are you attacking Milo? That's what the left does. Like, listen, if we give Roman Polanski hell, if we give who else, John Podesta for his weird pizza parties hell, then if some of our guys come out and they say man boy, and that's what he said. And on the Daily Mail, he's got a video. He said, I shouldn't have said that. It's like, absolutely, you shouldn't have said that.
Yeah.
And now you got hell to pay.
He needs to go also back to his therapist and demand his money back because it didn't work out for him. That's for sure. Hey, Doug, always good to talk to you, man. At Doug_Giles and ClashDaily.com. You're the best, buddy.
Yeah, thanks, Jamie. Stay rowdy, buddy.
Appreciate it as always. I can't believe all those animals he's talking about shooting.
We need pictures.
Doug Giles promoting we need to start hunting pandas is what he said.
No.
Oh, he wants a panda head above his fireplace.
Gosh.
All right, 969-979-866-455, 979-979. I think we're done, right?
We are done.
Are we done?
We are done.
Okay, on to Popeyes for lunch with Katie Bailey.
97.